Yo, what's up, guys? What is going on? Hope everybody's doing well. Arsenal versus Manchester City 1-1. I'm divided. I'm divided because I don't know who should have actually have won this game. Arsenal because they're at home, they're at the Emirates. They got all these players that they brought over. Like the pundits were saying, like they look structurally more complete, right? Every position's now complete, right? Now that you have an actual nine. And yeah, again, all the people that they brought over, Caliafori, Marino. Looks supposedly on paper should be a better team, right? And the way in which they played this game, they had, I think it was like an absurd amount of ball possession. I think the most that they've had against City. And on the other side, City with the few ball possession they had and the few opportunities that they were able to create, or fewer than Arsenal, they could have buried Arsenal as well. They definitely could have buried Arsenal. But I think everyone would agree that Arsenal were the favorites, which is weird to say because not only it was just 2 years ago, which to me was like yesterday, they had one of the best teams. City had one of the best teams in the world, and now it looks like a completely different City side. And then you're taking out Holland. That was a bold move, man. I did not expect that. I was like, so what are you gonna wait? What are you doing? Are you really just gonna drop back? Yeah, he yeah, he did the unthinkable. The unthinkable. And yet still they had like one probably opportunity. I mean, they held out. That was the idea, but it was too early to be able to do that. I don't know why he did that. I don't know why he did that. Unless, I don't know, Holland was complaining earlier on, or he had something going earlier on with some kind of muscle injury. But that was weird. That was very, very strange for him to do that. But Arsenal, that first half was just immense from them. The way in which they were attacking constantly. Now, here's the thing. They were attacking constantly, and they were just living, pretty much just camping on City's half. And the one that was just running the show there, it was him versus City. It was pretty much Noni Madueke versus City, or versus O'Reilly. He was doing such a good job that they had to take him out in the second half. I don't know why he did that. I don't know why Arteta did that. He took him out in the second half. I know people aren't a big fan, and maybe he's not also a big fan, but I think he'd rather stay than be benched to go on the left-hand side. I know that's not his favorite position, but taking out Trossard and putting him instead, I think he's slightly better and slightly more effective, at least in games like this, and you saw it in the first half, than Trossard would be. But to take him out entirely after having the game that he had, I don't get that. I really don't get that. In favor of course, your golden boy, Saka. And I'm starting to get the gist of Saka. I'm starting to appreciate Saka, but Saka didn't do much in this game. I'm sorry, he did not do much in this game. Not saying it was entirely the worst decision in the world, because you never know, a quality player like Saka, but you're seeing Madueke playing so well, so well. I mean, all he needed to do was score. That's it. He was doing everything. He was such a threat that Manchester City didn't know. They were sending Gavardio, they were sending O'Reilly, they were sending everybody, and he was having a field day. He was having such a good first half, and then you feel the need to take him out. Don't get that. Now Eze, although the ball that he provided for Martinelli, I don't know what's going on with this guy. Like, you just twice already in a row, super sub over here, coming off the bench, and I think he remembered that he was Brazilian. He actually remembered that he was Brazilian because the way he just controlled that ball and the little flick, that was absolutely great. A little bit on Donnarumma that probably should have just stayed. I think he would have gotten to that ball, but still, I don't want to take nothing away because that was an amazing goal from Martinelli. And Eze, that was all Eze too. That was Eze, and that golden touch, that beautiful finesse of a pass. But besides that, he had a strike right to Donnarumma, and yeah, he didn't lose the ball or anything, and he provided a little bit more of that forward attack. Besides the pass, the amazing pass, monumental pass, I don't really feel that he brought on that much. I do still think that he should have started instead of probably Marino, because Marino wasn't really plugged into the game. He was almost a no-show during this game. And yet, fine. I don't want to touch on Eze because of that pass. That was critical. And if he came on just to do that, and it took that long for him to be able to do that, then so be it. I'll grant that. But Saka coming in over Madueke, I don't. Nah, man. Nah. You could have waited. You definitely could have waited to see, what might envelop with Madueke in the second half, and then introduce Saka later on. And I think if anything, that would have benefited Arsenal because of tired legs and whatnot. But taking him on so early, I think, was premature from Arteta. That was just such a bad decision. Now, where City could have absolutely buried this Arsenal side, was with the and Doku. Don't get me started on Doku. He's not even trying. He's not taking these 1v1 seriously. it is so effortless the way he gets past players. It is amazing. Doku is probably one of the best wingers right now in the world. Absolutely, absolutely. If you tell me who's top winger in the world, I'd have to go with Doku. Doku being up there. Doku coming out from the back again, getting past. I don't know who it was. I think it was Gabriel or Saliba, getting past him and then feeding Haaland with the pass. And Haaland just with that long stride and sprint, just scorching that left lane. And you see Foden all by himself. And I thought, I mean, this is Manchester City's game after all. I thought he was going to feed it. I thought he was going to give it to Foden. That was it. That was the goal. That was the 2-0. I think it was 2-1. I think it was 2-0. That would have been 2-0, and it would have been really hard for them to come back. Definitely they would have scored probably the first goal or a goal, but that was it. You would have completely destroyed this Arsenal side with very few chances from City. So there's that too. I feel that they could have won this game without even playing amazing, and with them just camping back, after they took out Haaland. If they had that 2-0, then perhaps maybe you take out Haaland. But to take him out with a 1-0, again, I don't understand why he did that. What was the thought process behind that? There has to be something there that we don't know, or something I don't know. Something else had to be going on there for him to take out Haaland so early like that. But again, Eze coming in, yes, he did provide a little bit more mobility, a little bit more of a different modulation, if you will, to the front attack. But the pass was everything. And then the control of Martinelli was splendid. It was just amazing. Flicking it over right now, one of the best, if not the best goalkeeper in the world. And the way Donnarumma has adjusted to City, he just looks so confident, so comfortable. He looks so good. Maybe there's like one punch there that he kind of missed it. But besides that, I thought Donnarumma was also really great. He made some key saves, especially against Madueke. I don't understand why you had to take Madueke out. That makes no sense to me. I think it would have been a completely different game, or it could have been. You should have waited, like I said. Should have waited and see how it plays out, how it pans out. And if nothing's happening within the first 10 minutes, then you sub him, for Saka. There, you finally get that itch that you want scratched. Because that's what it looks like it was. It was just this need for Saka to come in. It just doesn't look like he went there to win. It looks like he actually went there to not lose by putting in Saka. You had something with Madueke. But aside from that, they got the tie. Could have had a loss, which is worse. But I don't want to make a big deal about this, but celebrating for a tie like that at home, I don't know. People say that Arsenal have everything to be champions, and I think they're far from that. I said it before. Just because you filled out a number 9 role, just because you filled up that spot, does not make you automatically qualify as title favorites. Because the kind of player that you got, Gyökeres, he will score, but he's not the player I think Arsenal needed, and they should have done everything. And I'm sure they did everything, right? But they should have done, they should have gotten Jeff Bezos to negotiate the Isak deal, the Rodrigo deal. They definitely should have at least have gotten Rodrigo. I'm not saying Rodrigo would have been the key, but at least that they're serious. They're really serious about this. I feel like they just got Gyökeres just because they needed to fill that role. And that's it. The same thing can't be said about United with Šeško, because United are where they're at. But Arsenal, everybody's placing Arsenal as favorites, as one of the favorites. But in the end, the true winners are Liverpool. Absolutely. They're the ones that are ear to ear, grinning, smiling. So anyways, guys, that's all I want to say about that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.